Hi everyone! Today's video is going to be a bit different than my normal vlogs because it isn't a vlog. This video today is going to be my Disney pins collection. I've been wanting to do a video on my pins for a little bit now, so I hope you enjoy this video. I want to start off by mentioning that I am not a pin trader. I don't go to the parks and trade my pins or trade anywhere else. All I do is collect the pins that I really love and have to have right when I see them. Or pins that I've waited on for a while and decided, yeah, I really do like it as much as I thought I did. So let me start showing you my pins. This first pin I have here, I got when I worked at Disneyland. The banner reads Thanksgiving 2006 because I worked on Thanksgiving Day. I mean, who wouldn't want a pin instead of spending time with your family on Thanksgiving, right? Just kidding, that sounds really bad. But honestly, I loved working at Disneyland. When you work at Disneyland, you do work on holidays, so that's something to be aware of for anybody who plans on working at the resort. But I'm really thankful they gave me this pin actually because I love it. Fall is also my favorite season, so this pin reminds me of fall with the leaves and the colors. So that's that one. This pin here is the first pin I actually ever bought, and I bought this at Walt Disney World in 2006. So I got this one before I got my previous pin. I got this in summer when I went on vacation, and I didn't even know pin collecting and trading was a thing. I just really like this pin. I love the glitter right here. I love Snow White. I love how it's 3D. So I had to get this pin, and this was the first pin I can ever remember buying for myself. Another pin that I got at Disneyland is this one right here. I don't know really what it is. I just remember getting it when I worked there. Now this pin is another pin that I got when I worked at Disneyland. It reads, Where Dreams Come True. I don't remember why they gave us this pin. I just know that I got it when I worked there. And it's really cute. It reminds me of the time that I worked at Disneyland, and that was a pretty happy time in my life. This pin doesn't really have a story other than my sister gave me this pin. I like how it's matte right here. I don't really collect princess pins. I think these two are the only princess pins I have, but I really do like them. These next three pins that I'm going to show you are really pretty, and I'm really excited about them. This is the Small World limited edition pin that I got last year. I love the gold glitter on there. It reads, It's a Small World on the label May 28, 1966. And then around that same time period, I think maybe a little bit later, I got this one. This is also limited edition, and this has the dates of the attractions that are on here, I believe. I love how it looks retro. I love all the Disney retro things they have in the parks. I've seen the retro looking cups and plates and merchandise like that, bags. So I really like this pin. It has the mermaid for the submarine, the tiki room, pirates, Matterhorn. This is a really nice pin, and I'm glad that I got it when I did. Because usually when I want something and I see it the first time, I hold off on it, and when I go back, it's just not there anymore. But luckily, this one I went right away when they had it, and I got it. Now this pin is one of my top favorite pins that I own. This is the partner statue that's in the hub at Disneyland. And it has Mickey and Walt holding hands, pointing, looking out at the crowds coming in for the day. And I like how it has the castle back here, and then the statue is a little bit more matte. It's just gold, and it kind of has a matte texture, but this is really pretty. I suggest you get this pin if you're a pin collector and you don't have it. This is a really special pin to have in your collection, in my opinion. I really love this one. So moving on, this is my lanyard, and I just have the plain purple lanyard that you can buy in the resort. And I have 10 pins on here that I all love, as well as the other one. Okay, so this first pin I have here is Dumbo. It's one of the first pins that I bought when I really got into collecting. And I love it because it's Dumbo. He's just so cute, and he's one of my favorite characters, so I had to pick him up right away. Last April, Jeff and I went to the Walt Disney Family Museum in San Francisco. It was one of the best trips that I've ever had with him, and one of the best moments that I've ever had in my life. So I had to commemorate it with this pin. They have it in different colors. When you go there, I think they have black, red, green, and yellow, but the blue is just really pretty, so I got this. Now this pin I got because I love Pixar. I love Pixar movies. Who doesn't? And there's nothing better that I could have thought of to represent my love for Pixar with Luxo. This is another pin that I had to get as soon as I saw it. It has Walt walking through the castle and Mickey running in front of him. And this gold frame is matte, so that makes it really nice too. This pin I'll get back to because I have a special story about him. Okay, so moving along, I got this pin when Cars Land opened. There was a cast preview day and my cousin who works in Imagineering invited me. So of course I had to go. And when we got our tickets at the ticket booth, they were giving pins for each member of the party. So I got this pin right here, and I believe it's limited edition of 200. So this is a really cool pin. Now this pin here really has no story. I just have had it as long as I can remember. I remember cleaning out a junk drawer or something that I had at home and I saw this pin and I thought, what the heck? Put it on my lanyard. So that's his story. And Fantasia Mickey is my favorite Mickey, so it's not a bad one to have. This pin here I also got at the Cars Land cast preview date, and it's also limited edition of 200. Every time I look at him, I think of the wall outside of the store in Cars Land. Of course, I have to have Ellie's badge, the grape soda cap, because I love the movie Up. It's one of my favorite movies, and there was nothing better that I could get to represent my love for that movie than this grape soda badge. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's the last pin that I bought. My battery just died, so I don't know where I left off. But anyway, Jeff and I have the SoCal Select Disneyland Pass. So last year, when they had the 24-hour event at Disneyland, Jeff and I couldn't attend. But we really wanted to check out the vibe and see what was going on, if it was really as crowded as everybody said, and it was. But I wanted to get this pin really badly that day because we had driven there, we parked kind of far and walked to the resort. So we stayed around for a bit and we went to the World of Disney. And I was looking for this pin and they didn't have it anymore. They had the other Diamond Celebration pins, but not this one. So I asked a cast member when they were going to have them again if he knew, and he told me, actually, I have 3 of them that I'm giving away to somebody who really wants them. So I guess he was holding 3 in case somebody asked him. That's the vibe I got. So I told him, of course I want one, you know. And he said, okay, I could just give you 1 though. And I told him, okay, that's all I need. So he handed this to me. And I had this pin. I was just on a hunt for this that night. And it turns out if I would have waited a few more days, they would have had hundreds of them. Even now, they have hundreds of them just thrown in a bowl at each register, so you can buy them when you go to any of the stores at the resort. But I remember looking for this one really hard, and I was so happy when I finally got it. Okay, now last but not least, I told you I have a little story about this guy. If you don't know who this little guy is, he's a pinwheel outside of Goofy's house in Toontown. Both Jeff and I really like the 90s. Jeff loves the 90s, and to him, this little guy just embodies 90s culture. So Jeff and I were in California Adventure one day, and we went to Clarabelle's for some ice cream. And after we ordered, we were standing next to the queue, and I saw one of those black velvet boards that have the pins on them so you can just trade them out. And that's where I saw him, and I really had to get this pin. But I don't carry my lanyard with me anymore, and I didn't know how I was going to acquire him, but I remembered that I had a Mary Poppins pin in my purse, and I traded it out for this guy. And the Mary Poppins one wasn't anything really special, but this was, and I had to have him. So that's how I acquired this little guy, and I'm so happy that I have him. If I had to pick, he is probably my favorite pin out of all the pins that I have, and I never want to give him away. I want to have him forever. He's really special to me. Now, with that being said, that is my entire pin collection. I hope you enjoyed looking through my pins with me and listening to a little bit of backstory on each one. At some point, I might film an updated collection or even maybe a haul if I acquire enough pins to kind of warrant that kind of video. So let me know if that would be something you would like to see. But either way, thank you for watching, and I hope you have an awesome day. Bye!